Hey guys, since it's been requested to me a bunch of times, I decided to make a tier list video. Please consider that this is based on my experience in the game so far. So I'm level 510, server is server 25. I've been playing for something like 140 days. I am top 3 in pretty much everything, top 3, top 4, so stage, Xeno, arena, tower, everything that we have in the game, both PvE and PvP. I finished realm, I finished the dungeon. So based on all these things, I decided to make this tier list. Of course, things are gonna change based on the situation, like your progress in the game. If you're new to the game and you're still in the early phase, please watch the video that I'm gonna put probably up somewhere that I made about early game advice and tips. And for everything else, let's get right into it. So first of all, I want to say thanks to the people that left nice comment in the previous video. The channel is still new, I'm still learning how to do pretty much everything, but I really appreciate the support. So if you guys subscribe and like the video, leave comment for whatever you want to say, it's going to be very much appreciated, and it's going to help the channel to grow so I can make more video about the game, because it really makes me sad that nobody is speaking about the game, because I think it's a very cool and nice one. So thanks for the support that shows so far. And this is going to be an explanation about the tier. So C tier is character that I barely use, maybe in early game, and then I never touch again. B tier is character that they have a place in the game. You can use them if you really don't have any other alternative, but you don't really have to invest into them because it's not worth it. A tier is character that I still use today for different mode. It can be tower, it can be stage cleaning, it can be realm, it can be Xeno. They still have a place to the point that I reach now in the game. And S tier is character that it's a must from when you start the game to now, and probably also in the future. This is character that you must have in your team for pretty much everything, every mode in the game. They are mandatory. I also know that a lot of people are complaining about the lack of content. I'm also one of those people. I've been told that soon there's going to be an update about the chat function, so we're going to be able to chat in game. I don't know if it's going to be for the guild, for the server, for a group of server, like a server bracket. I don't know, but I know it's going to be a chat, and it's going to be a mode called Divine Tournament, I think, and it's going to be a cross-server PvP mode, kind of like the arena, I think. It's not about the guild, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's going to be a cross-server arena. Now, let's get right into it. Kill, warrior, water, very cool design. She can freeze, C tier, because despite the fact that I really like her, I never really had any chance to use her, and she never really had a chance to shine. Delia, very easy, S tier. Delia is one of those characters that when you start the game, you must put her in your wishlist, and she's gonna stay there forever. Like, I still have Delia in my wishlist. She's rank 22, I think, and super strong character. It's mandatory for your progress in every mode of the game. I cannot think a mode where I don't use Delia. It's super important character. You will not regret having Delia in your team, and investing your summon to find every day, or like not every day depending on the event, but to find a shard. Jormungand is a character that I like. I feel like she's not bad, but she just gets outshined by many other characters. Sophia, first of all. So it's gonna be a B tier. It's sometime I end up using her. I think it was mostly into the element arena if I didn't have any other good option at that moment. But it's definitely not a character you want to invest into, despite being actually quite decent. Sophia, as probably everybody expected, is S tier. 100% is the most important character right now in the game. Everybody is spending all his universal shard into Sophia. One thing about that is that you don't have to spend all the universal shard on Sophia from the start. I would advise to get at least Solo to +7 and then invest everything into Sophia. That because Solo is also a very important character and is a dark attribute, so it's gonna take a while before you find him in the summon and stuff like that, because there is less percentage of finding him. But Sophia is definitely the biggest damage dealer in the game, main damage dealer of every team. Everybody is going all in to make Sophia +30. Mine is already +30 and she's an absolute beast. The damage is insane. She can heal herself, she can kill people without doing anything, just with the talent. So it's super strong character. 100% you should invest your universal shard and make her your first +30 character. Skadi, I do like Skadi. I did use her a bunch of time, but for the same reason as before as the other character, she's gonna be into C tier. Also with Other, as a very interesting kit of skill. I really like the idea behind this character, but unfortunately she doesn't have any time or chance to shine because of the other character. Evelyn, easy S tier. Some people could argue and put her into A tier. The thing is, the main selling point of Evelyn is that not only the damage, of course she's a mage, mage are the strongest class in the game. Delia is also a mage, it's to no surprise. So very very good damage, but she also have very very good and strong CC, which is the stun. She can stun in both PvE and PvP. I think the only mode where I don't think she stun is Xeno. I could be wrong, but I think I never saw her stunning anyone in Xeno, like anyone, the boss, because there's only the boss. For this reason, some people don't use her in that mode. I still use her and I get over 100 million points very easy. So for me it's a must. And after I think it was rank 21, the ulti hit 3 people, so she can stun up to 3 people. I think that's amazing. That's super useful for both PvE and PvP. Must, you should put her in your wish list. Taro, same reason as all the other character, C tier. Lina, same reason, C tier. And also Amara. I never really had a chance to use this character. I'm sure they have a decent kit. There is no like bad character in the game. They are all usable. The SSR, obviously, not the other R and SR character. It's just fodder. No, not even fodder, because you cannot even use them as fodder. But all the SSR character are good. Just this character don't have any chance to shine because there is always someone better to do the job that they can do. Solo, S tier, absolutely. It's as I said before, as I mentioned before, you should go at least +7 for solo because that's when he can provide the best value to you and your team. That's because he has 2 talent, and one is the last talent, which you unlock at +7, that keep your team alive. Basically, he can give what in other video game you call guts, which is when your character is about to die, it doesn't die, stay alive with 1 HP, and in that time frame, the healer has a chance to heal back even to full health, that character. Very, very good, very, very strong. Even when he dies with the last talent, he's gonna give that buff to at least 1 character, depending on how much you leveled him up. And he's also now that I have Sophia +30, I'm pushing him to +16 at least. I know that some people are pushing him to +26 in my server. I think for now we stop at 16, but yeah, very very strong character. It's mandatory in every team to progress the game. You're gonna use him into every single mode of the game. Absolutely. Eddie, I really like this character. I really like his skill. I want to put him into B tier, but I think I used him like 2 or 3 times, and then I never had a chance to use him again because there are better characters into water type, and so yeah, unfortunately, C tier. Same reason. Ines, I don't know how you pronounce it. Kyle. Kyle is kind of like an interesting character to me because I think now I would put him into C tier because I use him like 1 time, but I think in the future he's gonna move probably to A tier. I don't know, S tier maybe not, but probably to A tier. And the reason is Kyle is very strong if you have an assassin as main damage dealer. For now, the meta doesn't have any assassin as main damage dealer, at least in my server. I don't know if like server 1 or 10 or 15 what they're doing, mine is 25, but I know that most people are playing on server 60 to 70. So for you guys, it's not available for me, so it's not gonna be available for you as an option for the meta to have a main damage dealer as assassin. But I think in the future it's gonna happen. And when that happens, Kyle is gonna go up in the tier list because it's has a very good synergy with assassin character. Dracula, I would say, is a high B tier, low A tier. I'm gonna put him into A tier. They had a season pass for this character, so for some people in my server is the main damage dealer instead of Sophia. Unfortunately, it's not good enough to be a substitute for Sophia, but it's still a very very solid unit for many modes of the game. Mine, unfortunately, is not like a good rank, a good level, because I didn't buy the season pass at the time. I did buy the one for Sophia. So for this reason, I don't really use him much anymore, but early and mid game, he was a very good choice for me, and I think it's going to be a good option if you need to fill a spot, because also he can be put into any team, for example, into the tower, elemental tower. As you probably know, if you already unlocked that, in the elemental tower you can only use the character from that element. For example, if it's wind, only wind character, and then you can put dark and light character. So it's a good spot for Dracula if you need more damage. Suri, I would say it's a B tier. It's actually quite good against boss, but she just B tier because there are many other characters that do the same job but better. So unfortunately, she cannot go more. She cannot rank up higher. Alina, I really think the idea behind this character is cool, but unfortunately I never really had a chance to use her. I also don't see, the thing is, the character they put in C tier is also a character that I don't see anybody in the top 5, top 10 of every mod using in my server. So that's another reason why I never see anyone using Alina. So C tier. Flora, this one is gonna be something that people are gonna discuss probably between S tier, S tier and A tier. For me, she's still A tier. I'm not putting them into any particular order, but if I had to do it for S tier and A tier, it would be something like this for now. Flora is gonna become mandatory when you reach about stage 3000 in the game, and the reason is that the mob are gonna start to one-shot you. Like even a plus 30 Sophia can get one-shot by a normal mob, not the boss, a normal mob. And the reason why you want Flora is because Flora, especially when she reach already a plus 16, but when she reach plus 26, I think, she can hit every enemy in the enemy, like every enemy of the enemy team with her basic attack and give her debuff to every enemy. So this is gonna be super strong and super useful and helpful to push through this stage where the mob one-shot you, because otherwise you don't have enough time to kill them with Sophia and Evelyn, because your team is gonna die faster than that, even if you have solo. So it's super important in a late game. I would call the starting point of late game, end game. So when you reach level 510 and you are around stage 3000, so 8 tier, a lot of people are starting to invest into her in my server, and it's definitely a very solid choice. I also put her in my wish list now. The next one is Iset. For Reset, I also go for 8 tier. I was actually very undecided at first if I wanted to invest into Evelyn or Reset. I did choose Evelyn because I feel like she's more flexible for the entire game. Iset is, I always felt like she was a little bit more for PvP, and I know a lot of people don't really care about that. I love it, but a lot of people just want to progress through PvE, which is actually great because that's how you make most of the progress. And but yeah, it's super strong character. Even when she dies, she can petrify the enemy. When people hit her, she can petrify them. The skill can also take rage from the enemy team, so they're not gonna be able to use their skill. That's super strong. It's a super strong effect. I really like he said. I'm actually sad that the game is kind of forcing me to invest into Flora to progress in PvE because I wanted to invest into Iset, but it is what it is. Still a rank. Flora is more important, but she's the second most important. Okay, Lilith is also if I made this tier list a bunch of like month ago, like even 1 month ago, I would probably put her into S tier, but now I'm gonna put her into A tier. When I started, literally every team in the top ranking in my server was Sophia, Solo, Delia, Evelyn, Lilian, and Lilith. Everybody was using Lilith at least +7 because she offers a lot of like is a good kit. She's a priest. She's not gonna be your main priest. Your main priest is gonna be Lilian. Yeah, big spoiler. I know you didn't expect that, and it's not like I advise Lilian into every video that I make. But yeah, Lilith is not gonna be the main healer, even if she's a priest. But she's gonna give you so much utility that you need, especially early game and the mid part of the game. So it's a super important character. If you want to invest into her to make her +7 and keep her in your team together with Solo and Sophia as the only light and dark characters, that's actually a good idea. That's what I did, and no regret. She was very useful. Now I stopped using her. I think mine is around rank 11 or 12. I'm not using her anymore into any mode, but very strong, and without this character I wouldn't have progressed as fast as I did. Leonardo, very good and interesting kit. I think you could argue and put him into A tier. I'm still gonna put him into B tier because I don't really use him as much as anymore. I did use him a lot, especially for the elemental tower before when my Galadriel was not good enough rank level. So yeah, I think he's a very solid B tier character. For Lilian, as you can imagine, she is S tier. If I have to give priority, I would do like this. I'm only giving priority to S tier and A tier. This is like a random order. And yeah, Lilian, best healer in the game. You should put her into your wish list as soon as you download the game and keep it there forever. Now, I think most people in my server are keeping her there in the wish list. They want to make her +30. I'm not sure it's gonna be that much important from now on for me because mine is already ranked 22, I think, almost 23. So I stopped investing into her and I'm trying to invest into Flora, but you can decide. I think both choices are good. If you want to take her out and invest more into Flora, try to level up Flora to at least +26 as fast as possible. That's very good. If you want to finish investing into Lilian and go for the +26 or even +30, I still think that's a solid choice as long as you also keep investing into Flora. Like you're gonna, even if you don't like the character, you're gonna need Flora. It's I'm sorry about that. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the meta. That's how the game was made. And next one is Victoria, same reason as every other C rank, she's there. Lydia, same as every other C rank. Luna, I kind of feel bad about Luna because I feel like it's a super cool character, but I probably used her like what, 1-2 times. There is one guy in the server that probably uses Luna, and unfortunately it's not strong. So yeah, that's unfortunate. I really like the character design and everything, but C tier. Fiona, same as Luna. I really like the design, but unfortunately C tier. Brienne, I know I always talk bad about warrior in my video, but I think Brienne is one of the few decent warrior. Still gonna put her into B tier, not more. But every once in a while I find myself using her into Endless Tower or what's the name? The Elemental Towers, because it's a very versatile unit because it's light, so you can put her into any spot that you need to fill for Elemental Tower. So yeah, it's a decent war. For being a warrior, she's good. Okay, let's just be nice and say that. Hydran, this is arguably people can put in B tier or A tier. I saw a lot of discussion about Hydran, I'm sure how you want to pronounce, that she got nerfed. I never found any patch note talking about her getting nerfed. Maybe it happened before I start playing the game, so I never noticed. But I think it's a solid choice. I did not invest into this character, but I think mine is like rank 12 or 14. Is a decent choice, especially for the fire tower I use her, and she could also get more attention maybe in the future depending on how the meta progress and evolve. I know some people use her in the arena to adapt to enemy team, so I think it's a good A rank character. Roman, as all the C tier, I literally never saw anybody using Roman in my server. Never. I never saw one single team with Roman. I never saw it. Devin, A rank mage, very solid choice. I use him in the elemental tower, and a lot of people in my server also use him for Xeno instead of Evelyn. I tried that. It didn't do more damage for me because my Evelyn is like probably 10 rank more than my Devin, maybe more, like 12 rank more. So for this reason, probably it doesn't perform as good as Evelyn, but a lot of people put him instead of Evelyn for Xeno. Good choice, good character. It's a nice option. Fenrir, I love the design, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite character, if we talk about the design, but unfortunately C tier. Peerless, okay, this character I'm gonna put for now into B tier. I think in the future she's gonna move to A tier or maybe even S tier, most likely S tier in the future. You can come back in 6 months and tell me what happened, but I'm sure she's gonna move up to at least A tier. And the reason is her kit is stupidly strong. She's super strong character. I know some people say, I know, but she's so squishy because it's an assassin, she's gonna die so soon, mage is better. Yes, that's true. I think when people finish to do like 30 Sophia, 16 or 26 solo, 26 or 30 Flora, they're gonna start to invest into Peerless with the Universal Shard. And when she reach high rank, she's gonna be an absolute monster. So I think Peerless, and for the same reason as I said before, Kyle, they're gonna move up in the future. We'll see. Rita, as everybody else in this rank, C tier for obvious reason. Arthur, I want to put Arthur into B tier just for the nostalgia that I have about him, because it was when I started the game I thought it was super cool and I put him as my tank in my team early game. It was not even that bad, it's just that warrior are the worst class in this game, and the more you progress with the game the worse they get compared to literally every other class and every other character. So it's gonna be B tier. It would probably be a C tier if I'm being honest, but I like him. It was one of my first characters that I put in my team, and so yeah, I'm gonna leave him B tier just to do him a favor. Ilya is actually the only other warrior that is actually worth using. Every once in a while I put her in my water team. Now I'm not using her, but she has a nice kit. Like the skill are good, the talent are good. Unfortunately, because she's a warrior, she's not really shining in the game right now because, as mentioned before, warrior are not good, unfortunately. But I think she does have, she's like high B rank tier, low A tier. I just don't feel like putting a warrior into A tier. Ganglot, unfortunately here, really like character with this weapon, but you cannot do anything about that. Chloe, also C tier. Galadriel, I would say she's a high A tier. Let's just put her here because now she's probably a little bit more useful than my Iset. Galadriel is a like super useful character. Now what you need to know about this character, and I also said in one of my comments like in the previous video, she's a sub healer. She's not the main healer. Don't use Galadriel as your main healer because she does many things. One of the things she does is that she buffs the healing that your character receives. So she works very good with Lilian because the heal is gonna like all the team is gonna get healed more. She can heal with the basic attack, so she doesn't need to skill to heal other character, which is super good. And even when she dies, she's useful because she gives attack buff, I think, to some character in your team. So very strong character, definitely a solid A tier. I'm sure a lot of people are investing into this one. I know a lot of people do in my server instead of Flora and DZ. This usually is like the choice that people go for after they finish Sophia, and Solo is a good, decent rank. I still think Flora is more useful because of the reason I explained before, but Galadriel is a very, very solid choice. I think I used her for most of my realm, and she did not disappoint me. Very, very useful character. Also for PvP, if you're into that, very good choice. Desire also a rank character. Let me check. I would say is more important. These three are more or less the same as priority. Desire is a little bit more important than them to me, not as important as the other four. But the thing is, Desire is a very flexible healer for elemental tower. Every time I need more healing in my elemental tower, I put Desire as a second healer, except for wind tower, because I use Galadriel. But every other tower I put Lilian and Desire as my two healers. Of course, Solo is also priest, but I don't consider him a healer. And so yeah, for this reason, very, very strong character. I remember early game, there was like situation in which Lilian and Desire, they were like in arena, in enemy team, and I used to lose my match because 20 turn was not enough to kill the enemy team, because they were healing so much that I didn't have any chance to kill the enemy team, and the enemy team also didn't kill me, so we went on and on for 20 rounds, and then I just lose automatically because the time finished. It was terrible. It was terrible. Maeve is it's a low S tier, high A tier. Now the thing is, I really, really love this character. I would say it's probably as important as Galadriel for me. First of all, the design is amazing, super cool character. Best character for fire also. And the thing is, she's super strong against boss. Every dungeon that I did, she was in my team. Xeno, she's always in my team. She's super good against boss. I don't use her in PvP, I don't use her in stage cleaning. I did put her in my fire team, like in the elemental tower for fire. It's not probably the best choice, but I like her, so I put her in my team and I'm not disappointed so far. Very, very good character. It's a must for every mode with a boss. Like with a boss with a lot of HP, you have to use Maeve. You're not gonna regret if you're not using her. For Xeno and dungeon, try. Of course, if she's high enough rank, I would say at least +7, like every other character, so you have all the talent. You're not gonna be disappointed. Super, super strong. Artemis, I tried so many times to put her in my team, but every time I got disappointed. So, C tier. Nora was very useful actually in early game. It was one of my main damage dealer in early game when I didn't have character at +7. Solid choice for beginner. When you progress with the game, not so much. Just get overshadowed by a lot of other character. It's kind of like Arthur for me. It's like I have nostalgia about these characters. And that's it, because I remember these two are already here and here. I didn't make the tier list like the screenshot, so it's not my mistake. And yeah, so that's it. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this tier list. If you have like a different opinion, you would move something, especially if you're a player in a more like in an older server than mine. I'm in server 25. If you're from 1 to 10 or even 11 to 20, let me know if the meta is different for you. This is so far what reflects very well the meta in my server. And yeah, that's it. The last thing I want to say is that this meta, like this tier list, is made in a way that if you use the S tier character, so the one I put here, you're never gonna use any C tier character, or probably B tier. You're gonna use them most likely in some occasion in the early game, mid part of the game. But once you have a good like a good level for this character, a good rank, and you also start to have a decent rank for this character, you're never gonna touch anything from here ever again, unfortunately. That's what happened to me. So yeah, that's the meaning of the tier list. And yeah, thank you for watching so far. Remember to subscribe and leave a comment. And that's it. Have a nice day. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.